again, as a customer, we paid the money, a couple grand, close to almost $2,000 worth of submission, and haven't heard anything. Okay, cool. Whatever. But so grading consistency, I'm pretty like, to me, it just doesn't make sense that we're not that consistent. And then now these MBA stickers, like, that shit's wild. That shit right there is wild to me. And I am somebody, I'm not like these other people that have been in the hobby 20 plus, 30 plus years, right? I get it. The guy from MBA, he was one of the first original grades from PSA. He was that dude. Awesome, right? He's been doing it, I mean, shit, for however long, maybe longer than I've been alive, right? But again, a sticker being put on there then increases a 10 more than above a 10, which I'm assuming it's based off eye appeal, at least from the videos and the other people commenting on it and then putting out stuff on the internet. Like, it's got 3 different color stickers, and it's just based off like the eye appeal, because we are going to grade a card that's already been graded. Wild, right? Now, from a business perspective, if I was to take, like, again, this Otani, right, or this Jordan, Otani's a 10 and a Jordan 9.5, and I was like, hey, listen, I'm going to go ahead and sell these, right? And I have the money, the extra money to go ahead and send it off to NBA, because I have no idea what it costs to pay, but I am sure it's not cheap, right? I should probably look this up. So I apologize on all those numbers, but again, I'm sure it is not like, a couple bucks to send it over there, right? Because again, this guy's a professional, he's been doing it for a long time, and if he says, and he puts his sticker on it, and the price of a 10 that's already super expensive, then gets even more expensive, I'm not sure that service is not in the lower end. But again, I wouldn't buy it. I'm sure I'm not the only person now in the world and on the internet is not going to be like, I am not going to pay the premium for that, right? But if I were to sell a card, you best believe I'm going to go ahead and squeeze that juice out of that. But again, that is just me, because if I'm going to move something, to liquidate something, right? Again, I'm doing it just like probably way more people in the hobby are doing right now, right? We're flipping in the hobby, we're using it as a side hustle to fund the hobby, right? Getting into bigger and better cards. Which again, I never had a problem with it before. I definitely don't have a problem with it now, because I'm doing it, but it just makes sense how everything is more expensive, right? Everything is way more expensive. So you have to get your side hustle. You got to figure out, you got to play the game, right? You have to maneuver in these waters of how this hobby is, right? Liquidate things, move things around, flip things, whatever, right? In order for your goal is to, if you're trying to get into something bigger. Now, if you have the extra capital and money's good, you're Gucci and you don't need any extra money, good for you. You know what I mean? Like, collect how you want to do what you want to do how you want to do it. I'm not judging, right? But for me, I'm going to get my hustle on. I'm going to figure out how to move things around in order to get that next bigger card, right? And then I'm been looking at more things, trying to figure out, like, why are cards worth a certain amount of money? Like, what's the significance, value, why this card is worth this? Because I find it interesting. I'm trying to get into the weeds. That's usually what I do when I start doing things. I start getting in the weeds of things, and but so that's kind of where I'm going, right? I am, again, my era when I grew up, like all the Griffies, all these guys, the Griffies, the Maddox, the Smoltzes, the McGuires, a little bit of Canseco, Bo, like those are the guys that I still kind of collect, which is really nice, in my opinion, to see some of these players are starting to come up and getting a little bit more love. And I'm noticing that younger collectors, right? And I say younger, like in their teenage years now, early 20s, like that's what they're looking for, which is cool. If you're using the hobby to fund a hobby, right? You should be looking at that. But then again, those things are exponentially getting more expensive. So again, my main thing was about this was the differences in these slabs and how they feel, right? How when you put them in your hands, right? When you feel them, you touch them, like, why are we paying such a premium, right? If all things are equal, which they are not, totally understand it, but why are we letting, like, this thin piece of plastic? Like, I don't think this needs to be like, coming out of Fort Knox or anything, right? Because that's just ridiculous. If it was with better plastic or polymer, right, it's going to be way more expensive to grade it now. But again, I know some people don't like how because it has like this, they have it like sleeved in here, but to me, it doesn't. It's a preference. I don't care, right? It's additional extra protection. That's good enough for me. But damn, like these Beckett slabs, I just like how they feel. They just feel more robust. I just feel like if I dropped it on accident, it's not going to shatter, right? It's not going to damage the card that's inside here, because again, if you have to go get it reholdered and it's damaged because you broke it, then what if the grade's going to go down, right? Or the horrors of when you send this in to get it re-slabbed into another one, they can regrade it again. I don't even want to talk about that. Like, bro, it got a 10 once. We're not sending it in to get graded. We're sending it in just to get a new holder, right? When you go to the doctor, you're like, hey, when you go to the dentist, hey, I need to get a teeth clean. You're not gonna knock you out and pull out a couple teeth because you're just there, right? I'm just saying, shit like that don't make no sense to me. I'm not a smart enough dude to figure that out, but like, again, you send stuff in to get reholdered, they should just be doing that. Hey man, reholder it, get about your business. I don't need you to be grading it. I don't need you to be over here like looking at it. I don't need you to put your little fingers on there, right? Just reholder it for me, dog, and just put it and send it back, right? That's just me. I could go on a couple things. Again, if shit doesn't make sense to me, right? Somebody please comment, maybe educate me, tell me why things, and I'm open to it. Maybe there's something I didn't think about, something I didn't look at it a different way, but make it make sense. I'm not, not asking to change the world, but again, I think in anything in life, right? The people should understand that we control the market. We shouldn't have, again, in my opinion, this big disparity on grading prices, right? It's just getting out of control. When things are getting more expensive, like, we're pricing people out of the hobby for the most part, and everyone hears that. It is what it is. So guess what? People are going to have to do what they got to do to stay in the hobby, right? To be able to either collect the way they want to collect, get the new cards, open the new boxes, or whatever. But we as a hobby have to figure this out. If there's a little bit of nuance, I get it. Let's say you're not going to pay for, what is it, that WAC WAC 10, the same thing you would pay for a PSA 10. I get it. There are differences in companies based off their overall performance and their track record that, it's just like cars, for example, right? You're not going to pay for a Geo Metro or like a Toyota Corolla what you would pay for a BMW or Mercedes. We get it. I'm not saying that those other companies or, Beetles or whatever, some like, Toyota Corollas are running like champs. You can run those things in the ground like 300,000+ miles. So, but again, you're not going to pay Mercedes-Benz or BMW prices for a Toyota Corolla. You're just not going to do it. So I totally understand, right, why one grading company's 10 is worth a little bit